He is the reigning ACM Male Artist of the Year. What's Your Country Song went to #1, only the 17th time in his career. And he's back with a new album as of Friday, Country Again, Side A. Thomas Rhett, hey, man.
What's up? Thank you.
Hey, I hope things are well.
Yeah, we're good, man. Just rocking along.
Yeah, it's so good to see you. And I think this is, for many, many reasons, the most exciting time in your country music career.
Yeah, there's just a lot happening, man. You know, it's after a couple of years of not releasing music, and then, you know, getting into some award shows and knowing that we have a tour on the horizon, getting to put a new record out, side A of 2 sides coming out this year. Man, it just feels good to work again. It feels good to feel some nerves, you know. It just feels great to be doing music again.
Does it feel sudden because we were in this kind of forced stoppage, and now as things are coming back in, I'm sure it's started to ramp up slowly, but now is it at like light speed suddenly?
Dude, it feels like I haven't done cardio in 3 years and did a Peloton ride. That's what it feels like. I was gone. My wife and I took the kids on a little 30-day road trip, and we came back and got straight into, you know, band rehearsal and you know, talking about the record. And I was just like, dang, I'm out of shape. But slowly every day I'm getting back into it, and it feels so good to be tired from playing, from talking, from writing. You know, it just feels good.
It's funny what you can miss. Okay, I want to talk about city versus country. Country music has a lot of city in it because it's a big business. Yeah. And the ironic part is that in order to make the music and make it authentically, you have to live a country life. So how do you find that balance?
Man, you know, I think that's honestly where a lot of the inspiration for What's Your Country Song was developed, was all of my years of travel, you know, whether it was going to major cities or fairs and festivals that were, you know, 2 hours from the closest gas station. You know, I just noticed that, like, even people in the heart of Los Angeles or Seattle or Toronto, everyone desired to get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can live our busy city lives, but I think on the weekends we're just like, how do we decompress? You know, and I've just noticed that a lot of people were just like, man, I'd love to go hiking. I would love to go walk by a lake or a body of water. I'd love to fish. And I think it's just innately in all of us to just want to be outside. And that's where that idea came from. And so for me, like, as much as, yes, I live in a city for sure, but I mean, every chance I get, I'm going out to our farm outside of Nashville, or, you know, I'm going on a hiking trip in Colorado, or going to visit my brother-in-law in Montana to fly fish for a week. Those are the things that I'm actively wanting. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just a good balance, you know, and I think those moments where I get most of my inspiration for just writing this kind of music. And so I think, you know, living a country lifestyle could mean different things for anybody. You know, for me, that's just more simple. So.
Yeah. And country, again, really hits all of those notes. You just listening to the song, you're like, oh, it's like a to-do list.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Okay. So the pandemic has really changed things. And I want to know if you think it's changed the process forever. Because what I've seen a lot of artists do, and you've even remarked about this as well, is you're getting music out to fans faster and then earlier in the process. Is this something that you foresee yourself doing in the future?
I really hope so, you know, because, you know, there's certain songs on this record that I wrote like 5 months ago. And that seems like a long time ago. But when you're looking back at past records, you know, you'll have written a song in 2017 and it doesn't see the light of day till 2019, you know? And so for me, it's a great way to still be extremely excited about songs coming out, because they're just as fresh on my brain as they are to someone who's just listening to them for the first time. Also just learning ways to carve out a lot of time to make albums. You know, I think you're going to hear some of the best music from your favorite artists this year, because we actually had time to be present, you know, and not be vocally destroyed from going on a long weekend of shows and coming back in and trying to sing album vocals. Like, I think everybody got to, you know, put their whole self into it and make it as great as it possibly could be. And so I hope we kind of adapt that moving forward as well.
I think you all have proven that you weren't sitting around doing nothing, though. I mean, there are a lot of double and triple albums. We just watched Eric's put out like this crazy project that he's done. You're putting out 2 albums in the same year. Do you think that's just to prove to the record companies we're just lazing around?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you give an artist time off, I think we're going to take about a week vacation, and then we're going to go, now what? You know? And so for us, you know, it was a lot of Zoom writing, and I just noticed that so many writers and artists were in more of a creative space than I've ever seen them in. There was no lack for concept. There was no lack for idea or for melody, because we had time to like take a walk around the neighborhood and think of something to say. And so in that case, like, I think some of the most creative work is still yet to be done.
I think the quiet times are when the creative voice can be heard. So you like take a lesson here, big business. You can't push it too hard. All right. Okay. So what do you anticipate getting back out on the road is going to be like? Because the Centerpoint Road Tour is back. You're going to do some rescheduled dates. By the way, we were kind of really patient here in Canada about our vaccine rollout. And now that you have a tour that's come back, like, hello, like, let's go. We're all very impatient and can't wait till you get back up here. But what do you think that first show is going to be like in front of people? Is it going to be bananas?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, we're already planning dates for early 2022 to get back up to Canada. So it's always like one of my favorite things to see on the calendar, man. It's like when I see Toronto or Vancouver or wherever pop up on the calendar, I'm like, it's go time, so. But I think for me, we're about to slowly start getting back into it. We have 5 shows in Texas coming up here in the next couple of weeks. And, I think for once I'm not so concerned about, video walls and pyrotechnics and cryo. Like I'm just ready to get there and play some songs, and I think that in fans' minds, they're just sitting there going, if I could just watch somebody poorly play a guitar to me. No, it's funny this year is there's a little bit of the pressure off, because I think on both sides of the party, whether you're playing music or just listening to it, there's an excitement that just can't be named. I think that once we get back into it, I think it's just going to be bonkers.
I think a lot of the fireworks are going to come from your perspective, from the crowd, right? That's where all the zaniness is going to happen.
100%.
Can't wait for that, man. That energy is not a thing that could ever, if you ever spoke to someone who'd never been to a concert, you could never explain what that feeling's like. You have to go to a concert, and I've been to a concert of yours, and it is next level. It's a lot of energy and a lot of fun, man. So good luck with the revisits to the old tour dates you had to cancel and into the next one.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
So you spent a lot of time at home. I know you were busy. Obviously, you've been working on the double album here. Again, that is Country Again Side A, out this Friday. Pre-order now. You get a couple of bonus tracks you get to listen to right away, which is so cool. Sure. And then later this year, you said that Country Again Side B is coming out, which is super cool. But you've been hanging at home, and I want to know, you're outnumbered 1, 3, and 5-year-old girls plus Lauren.
Yep.
Are you winning any battles, man? What's happening at home?
I've just learned to let everyone know that they are right. It's like for sure with my wife. And, just it's just me and my lab, Cash. We're the only 2 guys in the house, and he can't talk back to me. So it's been definitely a huge learning curve, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. I think I was born to be a dad of girls. I've embraced the dad or the girl dad culture, man. If they want to paint my fingernails, let's go. If they want to put a ponytail in my hair, it's another Monday, and so it's been incredible, man, just to get to watch them grow this year and just get to become really good friends with them and watch their personalities start to come out. And, it's just been time that I never in a million years thought that I would have with my family, that in the worst way, things like a pandemic made that happen. But I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I think that's what's so great about the artist mind. You really, really look to find those things that are common between us. And even though you could look at the horrific things that we've been watching happen around the world, you can also shine a light on a lot of the good things. There are no regrets, by the way, on any of that stuff. You ever have a picture of you in a ponytail with painted fingernails? That's just fantastic. Just real quick, I want to ask about singing around the house and what's going on. Anybody showing any musical talent besides Dad?
They all are. I think just you grow up in a house where music is just such a constant. It's like, I don't look at them and go, maybe they want to be a singer for a living one day. But it's like when I come down to the studio to write songs, Lennon's down here banging on the piano, and I'll pull up like Pro Tools on my computer, and my girls love to make beats on the computer. And, they have a really good ear for good music, and it's really cool just to be able, even at an early age, to be able to just impart a little bit of the wisdom that I have. Like we play rhyming games all the time. Like, especially me and Willa Gray, I'll be like, Cash went on the yard and sat on some grass. and she'll have to say a line that rhymes with grass. And
That's perfect.
And they're awesome. Their brains just work very musically, and I think it's because they're surrounded by it so much.
Also, it seems like that you're raising songwriters. That's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's such an outlet, right? And I think it's, even if you never go anywhere with it, but if you're just writing down how you feel in a poetic way, that's just such a service to your own mind, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's like, that new Maren Morris song. It's like things that I don't have the confidence to say I can sing. And, that statement has never rang more true to me, because I'm not a very good journaler, but I do love being able to put journaling type words in song form. That's kind of therapy for me in a way. And then even when that therapy turns into something that's cool, it's even cooler, so.
Well, you got cool nailed, buddy. We really appreciate the fact that you brought us a whole bunch of new music. Looking forward to Country Again Side B, but coming up Friday, make sure you put that down. Thomas Rhett is releasing Country Again Side A. Pre-order right now. And when you do come up to Canada, it's a sellout in minutes, buddy, because I'm telling you, you're going to have to add dates. That's the way it is.
I'm so pumped, man. I can't wait to see that pop up on my calendar.
Thank you so much, Thomas, and take care of yourself and be safe.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.